Hey, welcome to another episode of This Is My Architecture. I'm Peter. I'm here with George from AWS.
Hey, Peter.
Hey, George. So on the This Is My Architecture series, we typically speak with customers and partners about their solutions to their specific problems, but this time it's different, right? So you're part of an AWS team, which is the AWS Solutions Builders team. So tell us about two things. First of all, what you guys are doing.
Yep.
And what's the problem that you brought with you today?
Sure. Yeah. So the AWS Solutions team builds reference implementations that we give to customers to help them solve common problems and build quickly, right? So over the past several months, we've been working on a set of solutions to help customers build highly available architectures across multiple AWS regions. So today, I really want to talk about that set of solutions, which is represented here as kind of a typical N-tier architecture. The big difference is, right, you have a version of it running in a primary region. Can I borrow yours?
You want to use that one?
Yeah, we'll trade. Thank you. So I'll call it a primary region or region 1, and a secondary region, region 2.
All right, so you say it's a N-tier multi-tier application. Two things I want to look at, actually three things, which is right here. So we have a kind of key value store layer. We have a object storage layer. And we have actually an identity layer with Cognito. So what happens in terms of multi-regional application here?
Right, so think of each of these lines as a layer of the application. So we have a key value store layer, which is a DynamoDB global table deployed in 2 regions, right? And the idea is, anytime the user is using the application and adding things to the application in the primary region, DynamoDB is going to automatically replicate that data to the secondary region's DynamoDB table. Same idea with S3, right?
Sure.
There's an S3 bucket in the primary region and the secondary region. This is where we store objects for the application. It's going to use cross-region replication to also asynchronously replicate objects from the primary region to the secondary region. So these are both very native AWS services that have been around for a while. My team has built a new solution that essentially does this for Cognito user pools. So the idea is, anytime a user is added in the primary user pool, it will automatically replicate that user to a secondary user pool.
All right, this is a thing that a lot of my customers at least are mentioning as being quite a problematic area to fix, and to work with. So you guys have found a solution to that. So, question I need to ask you is, now that we are using built-in features right here and there, and you have this kind of additional module created for this one, how about kind of replication latency? Is there like a kind of hot replication, is there hot warm standby?
Right, yeah, so when you think about like a multi-region application, and this is very much a kind of active-passive architecture here, right? Primary region, secondary region. Latency between these 3 layers is very quick, right? Objects are small, they replicate quickly, DynamoDB quickly, Cognito quickly. So if you think about if you want to call this like a cold standby or a warm or a hot standby, I'd really call it a warm to hot standby, because that data is available almost immediately in the secondary
on both
region.
sides,
There's a piece we haven't really talked about too much yet, which is we've also included a sample application that's running in 2 regions that exercises, these multi-region layers. And that application also, you can think of that as hot as well. The great thing is it's serverless based. So even though it's hot, you're not paying for it if it's not being used.
Oh yeah, that's true. So one more thing I want to find out is, what happens if one of those, if actually the primary region goes down, right? So what's the disaster recovery kit?
Exactly. So the entry point to this architecture is the website, right? And that's hosted in S3 and distributed with CloudFront. So we can draw a line here to show that, right? What happens if this goes down? So CloudFront has a feature called Origin Failover, which lets you configure a secondary origin to serve content from when the primary origin goes down. So what happens here is, if this goes down, for some reason, there's a seamless automatic failover to the secondary region. And the key here is the secondary region contains the entire stack there.
All right, okay. George, thank you so much for sharing this. I'm very much looking forward to using what you guys have built. And thank you for watching This Is My Architecture.